Yeah, I just felt, Brian, at that point in the game, you know, Davis was really, really feeling it at that point in the game and kind of made an executive decision to try to speed this game up a little bit and try to create some turnovers. And it worked. It worked for a long period of time. But, we have really, really struggled for whatever reason at home in particular. Overall, we're not very good at it yet either. But at home, we're really bad at playing defense. And I'm not sure what the problem is with that. We held them to 78 points. We'd like to be around 72, 73. But what's more important is the percentage that they're shooting at. When teams come into your building and consistently shoot 50% from the field and almost 50 from three, you're not really going to beat anybody. You're just kind of kidding yourself. So, we still have a team. We're trying to build a program. You have to take steps along the way to establish a program. And, to do that, you've got to do things on a daily basis. You've got to know the details. And with our team, we have so many young guys that some of those things really get magnified. But I was very concerned going into the game about 2 hours before when we got the news that Nas wasn't going to play. You take your best rebounder and you take your best passer out of the game and out of the lineup for the first time, there's some adjustment to that. And we don't know when we'll get him back. We're hopeful soon. But he's dealing with a medical concern. Has nothing to do with discipline or anything like that. But for the first time when you play with that guy, it's really, really hard. And I think that was magnified tonight for the first time. Now, we'll have a little better understanding because we're not going to have him on Sunday either. So other guys got to step up when your main rebounder and your main passer's out.
What exactly is going on with that?
Yeah, we Brian, I'll have some info for you soon. I will, but I think in fairness to him and what's going on, I would be doing an injustice because we don't have the answers yet. He has to do some further tests on Monday or Tuesday before we leave for our road trip, but it is a medical concern, a very serious concern. So we'll have to wait and see how it plays out.
Devin Morgan didn't play today.
Yeah, that was more of a coach's decision. That had nothing to do with medical. That was totally unrelated to a medical or physical issue.
6 minutes have steadily dropped in the last few games. Do you just kind of feel like you need what you need?
Well, I think at times Dev's been really good for us. And at times, obviously when you sit out a year, there is some rust to your game. But there are certain things that have to be done on a day-to-day basis where you become a program, a real program, and you have values and standards that you're going to make all your players live by. And we got a couple of them that didn't live up to that. So consequently, they're not going to play, and that's how it is.
What do you make of how Jerrod handled Davis tonight?
Here's what I know, Brian, about him. I did some research on Davis, and I called a guy that played for Coach Davis. I'm not going to reveal his name, but I said, tell me about his son. He said, Coach, he was the first one in the gym, the last one to leave as a 13-year-old. I said, what? He said, yeah, he shot 3,000 to 4,000 shots a day. He outworked the entire Texas Southern guys. These are college players. So when you see a kid that good at that young, he obviously has an unbelievable work ethic. And I've seen only one player like him in my time with that size, and that was Steph Curry. And people might think I'm crazy saying it, but I saw Steph Curry live as well. We played him at West Virginia. This guy's really good, like really good. Like Antoine Davis is a really, really good player.
How do you get ready for a Sunday game?
It's tough because, you're coming off a loss. you don't fully think you played as well as you should have. That's kind of been the story of our season so far, to be honest with you. We're not getting blown out. We're in games. We're in every game. I'm not an excuse guy. I'm not going to, say, oh, we got, this happened today and this guy was out. And, it doesn't matter about excuses. At the end of the day, you're judged on how you run your program. You're judged on, obviously, wins and losses, graduation rates, those sorts of things. So I think as the leader, as the coach, we've got to figure out what we can correct in a short period of time and try to get ready for a really well-coached Oakland team. They played well at Georgia. They played well at Xavier. Greg Campy challenges his team in the non-conference schedule. So you've got to just kind of move on tomorrow at 2 o'clock when we take the court and look at some of the things that happened against Detroit that we can certainly get better with, and try to get our minds right and our bodies right and get ready to try to win a game.
Jerrod, I heard you say on the radio the other day that you needed, against that zone, your post players to.
Yeah, Ed, when you look out there, you're playing with a senior that didn't play a whole lot last year. Noe Anabar, he's a fabulous kid. I love him to death. He's a great human. He's not a good human. He's a great human. Tries his tail off. I thought tonight he got some good looks. I thought Antoine Maxwell got some good looks. Antoine really struggled shooting the ball inside the zone. And then we're trying to get Ola out of his funk. We got hit with another thing. Ola lost a very dear friend of his to a sudden death on the basketball court last night. So we had a lot of things going on, Ed, in a very, very short period of time, something I've never been a part of. So we were trying to get his mind right and his body right to get going. But he's going to be a good player. He's just very, very young and doesn't have a lot of experience, and he'll get there.